condition. Officials identified the animals as being under the care of Christine Deanda, associated with the Rock and Paws Animal Rescue. The owner has a very different response than some of the neighbors and authorities.
Very filthy. Our staff have to wear respirators and hazmat suits to go into the property.
Odors drift around the neighborhood because the ground is saturated there with animal waste.
Picture some massive dogfight that's continuous every evening and every morning at feeding time.
The animals were cleaned every day. The animals were rotated out into yards every single day. Every single dog is happy.
And as you heard there, while the owner is defending her rescue, veterinarian teams say they were triaging animals on site, with those in critical condition being rushed to emergency hospitals, others being transported to county shelters for further evaluation, treatment, and eventually placement. And again, our crew spoke to the owner last night, who says the animals were all healthy and being taken care of.
I'm very sad about the situation, and I can't wait to go to court because I know that I have proof by the pictures I was taking that the animals were cared for.
The county taking immediate action. They say with that number of cats and dogs, it's putting a strain now on local shelters, and they're asking for you at home. If you're looking for your forever friend, they're opening up shelters tomorrow at Sunday from 11 o'clock to 5 p.m. so you can come out here and maybe help out. That's very latest. We're live here in Baldwin Park. I'll send it back to you in Hollywood.
Thank you for that live report. Rancho Cucamonga residents want a brewery to move out of the neighborhood. Residents say the family brewery is not a good fit for their once quiet neighborhood. They say the business attracts noise, traffic, unruly patrons. The bar's owner says he's willing to work with residents, but his business isn't going anywhere.
Escalated to is not only threats of violence, but they have keyed cars. They have dog feces on our employees' cars. We get stories from customers all the time. Hey, I parked on the public street, was walking in here, and they threatened me.
Residents have also called for a boycott of the brewery. Meantime, the city hasn't commented, but has offered to host an open meeting at City Hall.
California could soon ban smoking for teenagers. State lawmakers have introduced a bipartisan bill that would users under 16 years from creating or maintaining social media accounts. This comes amid mounting concerns about how the apps impact teens' mental health. California has passed legislation before aimed at making the platforms and chatbots safer, but faced lawsuits from tech industry groups. In response, companies like Instagram have released more parental controls and restrictions for young users.
A record-breaking heat wave across California is melting the state's crucial Sierra Nevada snowpack far earlier than usual. The snowpack, which provides about a third of the state's water supply, has dropped to just 38% of average for mid-March. Officials say warm temperatures caused runoff 2 weeks earlier than normal, with some areas seeing snow 2 months ahead of schedule. While reservoirs across the state are currently above average levels, experts warn the early melt could mean less water available during the hot summer months.
People flock to Cabrillo Beach in the middle of the night to do some fishing for the annual Grunion Run. The small fish, as you see flopping around there, long, comes ashore at night. Oh, this type of fish comes ashore to spawn, and people catch them. Even a raccoon joined in on all of this action. Strict rules for catching grunion, though. You have to have a valid state fishing license if 16 or over. You can't use anything but your hands to catch them. There's a 30 fish per person per day limit, and there are only certain times of the year when it's actually allowed. Tonight is also set to be a peak grunion fishing time. But you have to make sure to be licensed for that.
Well, and I've heard of the Grunion Run. I didn't know catching them was a thing. Big deal. Yeah.
Gotta catch them all like Pokemon.
Huh.
Okay.
All right. Well, now we've seen it. You know,
There's
we talk about
pot,
previewing
right?
the Grunion Run, and now we see what happens when we do.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see more now. All right, outside go. A little bit courage to start the day, especially along the coast. And the clouds we see later this afternoon will temperatures stay just a little bit cooler. Temperatures yesterday, though, it was hot no matter where you were, even at the beach. And we did break of records. Anaheim 94 broke a record from 1997. 2 in Riverside yesterday. It was 78 in Big Bear, which broke a record from 2004, and 108 in Palm Springs, 10 degrees warmer than the previous record of 98, and that was back in 2004 as well. Right now it is 76 in Palm Springs, 64 in Santa Ana, 61 in Long Beach, cloudy, and 63 in LAX, and 64 right now in Van Nuys. Air quality, not great. Moderate for most of us. That's what the yellow means. Heading into those foothill communities, parts of the IE, we see orange, and that's unhealthy for sensitive groups. But when we see red, this is concerning. That's unhealthy air for everyone, not just sensitive groups. Winds calm for most of us now. Heading into the afternoon, we start to see the yellow appear. These are gusts around 20-25 miles an hour, with winds a bit stronger for these interior spots. Expecting to see deserts and some of those mountains with 30-35 mile an hour gusts as we to the again, clear for some of these interior spots. The high clouds and moving in, and we'll see some nice sun, nice breaks of blue sky. But again, just know that those clouds will help again keep those temperatures a little bit cooler today, which is very welcome after that record-breaking heat over the last week. Low 70s expected to be the high today and tomorrow for the mountains. Mid 70s for your Monday, Tuesday, warmest day of the week. Next week, Wednesday, upper 70s, slightly cooler heading into the weekend. San Gabriel Valley today, we'll expect to see 89 degrees tomorrow as well, and then we're in the 90s. Monday all the way through Friday. For the inland Ventura County areas, low 80s into mid 80s Monday through Thursday. A little bit cooler for you guys too as we head toward the end of next week. High desert 89 today and tomorrow. Windy conditions picking up each afternoon. I just showed you those gusts around 30 miles an hour today. We'll make it into the low 90s Monday, Tuesday, back to the 80s Wednesday. But notice your high temperature should be in the upper 60s this time of year, and we'll still be about 20 degrees above that for the next 7 days. Ladies, back to you.
All right, Case, thank you. Still ahead here. Death Valley saw record-breaking heat this month. We're going to share just how hot it got.
Plus, the Bachelorette breakdown. Industry expert Katie Rich from the